Good morning, children. Today's video is a quick recap of Lesson 8, Trade in Agriculture Produce. Ninth is Community Decision Making in a Tribe. And 10th is Emergence of Kingdoms and Republics. Lesson 8, Part B, Important Topics at a Glance. Agriculture Market Yard. It is also known as AMY. It is a market run by the government in which farmers can sell their produce and get paid immediately. Traders, most of them doesn't know the meaning of trader. So I'm going to explain it. A person who buys and sells goods, a merchant or a businessman. Bid. What are bids, children? Bids are prices at which the buyer wishes to buy the produce. Auction. Auction is nothing but after a trader makes a bid, that is, he wishes to buy the produce, the AMY officials count slowly up to 3, that is 1, 2 and 3 with the price quoted by the trader. If another trader makes a higher bid before the count of 3, the auction progresses, but once the count is completed, no higher bid will be allowed. MSP, or it is called minimum support price. It is a price fixed by the government for various crops like rice and wheat, etc., taking into consideration the cost of inputs. Food Corporation of India. It is a government agency which procures or buys the produce if no trader is buying from the farmer on a minimum support price. Wholesale traders. Trader who purchases and sells the goods in large quantity, and he sells it to the small traders, retailers, from where we buy. Brokers, a person who receives some amount for mediation. Mediation means in between the farmer and the trader. Consumption, something that is used. Indebtedness, the condition of owing money to someone is called indebtedness. Now next we have lesson 9, that is community decision in a tribe, and which is coming for your second unit test. So learn the concept and understand properly, and go through the lesson carefully and understand the concepts, and if you have any doubt you can call me up. Tribe, a group of people of the same race are called tribes, and they live in forest. Anthropologist, the scholars who study the tribal people. And here in this lesson they have mentioned one name of a scholar who is Führer Hemmendorf. He stayed with the tribal people and he wrote books on the Chenchus, Kondareddis and Gonds. Hereditary, an arrangement in which the son-daughter gets from the father's mother's title or property automatically after their death is called hereditary. Common resources, an ordinary resource that provides individuals with concrete benefits. Example, water. Dispute, question the truth or validity or argue about something is called dispute between two people. For example, Ramu and Shamu are fighting for a bag of rice. They have a dispute. So somebody will come and judge them and solve the problem. That is called questioning the truth. Shared celebrations, to mark a special day, event, festival, birthday with others and relish the memories is called shared celebrations. The next important topic of this lesson 9 is characteristics of tribes. Usually all the members of a tribe consider themselves to be the descendants of the common ancestor. That means they come from the same family. They believe that all the resources like land, forest, pastures and water are the common wealth of the entire tribe. All the members of the tribe can share and use these resources subject to the rules they frame together. They sit together and frame some rules and they follow it. In tribal societies, there are no acute differences like rich and poor because they share equally among themselves all the resources. Generally, all the families of a tribe do all kinds of work like cultivation, gathering food from forests, raising animals, making clothes, baskets and tools, etc. The women and children also help men in doing this work. The headman had to persuade and keep the members of the community happy to retain his position. In return for the services to the tribe, the leader receives special privileges in the form of free labor on his fields. They work free on his fields for one day. This gave him more wealth than the other members of the tribe, but he was expected to spend on the welfare of the tribe itself. Now coming down to functions of Patla. Who is Patla, children? Patla is a village headman. He is answerable to the Panch, but in many cases he can be effective leader also. So he has many functions to perform. First is to ensure unity among the villagers, to negotiate with the outsiders and government agencies on behalf of all the villagers. He coordinates various community activities including festivals. He also entertains and feeds the guests of the village. Now, you have understood what is Patla. Now, Panch. Panch is the village headman derived from their authority from the village is called Panch, or the council of adult male householders. All the male members of the villages form a group that is called Panch. When matters of importance are discussed, all adult men will be present and young boys and women watch the proceedings. The main functions of the Panch are: he fixes dates of major festivals, allows or rejects marriages or divorces, settles disputes. He can impose fines and even force a person to leave the village, or even order all other Gonds not to have any relation with the person who has been prohibited. Now next is lesson 10, emergence of kingdoms and republics. So we'll have a important definitions here. So we'll start with kingdom. A country that is governed by a king or queen is called a kingdom. Republic, a country which has an elected president rather than a king or queen is called republic. Janapada, place where tribes were settled. Jana is the people and Pada is the area where they have settled. It's called Janapada. Mahajanapada, large group of villages and towns inhabited by many people is called Mahajanapada. Dasas, slaves employed by Grihapatis. Who are Grihapatis, children? They are the landowners who manage the agriculture during those times, time of Mahajanapadas. Brutakas, workers who worked on their fields and homes in return for wages. They worked in the homes of Grihapatis. The next definition is Gangetic Plain. The plain where the Ganga and Yamuna rivers flow between the Himalayas and the hills of Deccan Plateau, that area is called Gangetic Plain, and it is very fertile and it's very famous for agriculture. Important archaeological sites at the time of Mahajanapadas. The sites where we found many things when they were excavated, like pots, then you have coins, etc. Those were Delhi, Atranjikhera, Kausambi, Patna, Ayodhya and Rajgir. The important books written during this period were Upanishads, Dharma Sutras, Diganikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, Herodotus, History and Strabo. These are the books written by those important people during those days. Herodotus, History and Strabo were written by the foreigners who visited India during the Mahajanapadas. The kings collected taxes from the people by increasing the taxes and conquering the neighboring kingdoms. Grihapatis, these are the people who had to divide their crops into 6 parts and give one part to the king, called bhaga, in the form of taxes. The craftsperson had to pay taxes often by working free for one day. Herders had to give the animal produce as tax. Traders had to pay tax on the goods they sold. Hunter-gatherers had to pay tax in the form of forest produce like hide or wood. In this slide, you can see the map of India where it shows the broad area of some Mahajanapadas, and also you can see the powerful kingdom of Magadha. It also gives the names of major city associated with Mahajanapadas. There are how many Mahajanapadas, children? During 2500 years ago, it was 16. You can see all the places given in the reader. Please go through it. Magadha, a powerful kingdom. Magadha emerged as a powerful kingdom spread on both sides of the Ganga river. Parts of Magadha were forested and elephants were captured and trained for wars. Wood was used for building fortresses and palaces. Iron ore deposits enabled to make weapons. And powerful kings of that kingdom were Bimbisara, Ajatasatru and Mahapadma Nanda. The last topic is Ghana. Ghana means an area ruled by a tribal group. In a Ghana, there is something different. The difference is there is no single ruler but a group of rulers rule the area, that is called Ghana. Group of kings rule the area. Sometimes even thousands of men rule together and each of them called themselves a Raja. Example, Vajjigana. They performed rituals, met and decided upon issues of common interest in assemblies through discussion and debate. But the kingdoms were ruled by kings hereditarily. These kings had an army of their own to ensure that people followed their orders and no other king could attack the kingdom. These kings had a council of ministers for different responsibilities. These were the 3 lessons we completed during this month, November 2020. And lesson 9 is coming for second unit test. So children, go through the reader and learn all the question answers, definitions, everything. And if you have any doubt, please call me up and clear. Thank you.